Welcome to Death and Aliens, an in-depth look at horror and sci-fi TV from two friends who vaguely know what they're doing. I'm MK.
And I'm Courtney.
And Courtney, how are you?
Well, nothing new. Nothing new for me. Oh wait. Except I passed the Louisiana bar. I for sure thought I failed. For sure. Like every week I was telling someone new that I had failed this bar. Um,
I will tell you, I got your text while I was in class, and I told my students, and they immediately were like, "Can she represent me? Can she be my lawyer?" I go, "If you move to Louisiana," they were like, "Oh, never mind."
or New Jersey. Um, which feels more reasonable than Louisiana. But I'm also not a criminal attorney, which is exactly what I told my other friend group when they were like, "What if we do this?" And I'm like, "I am not a criminal attorney. Do not act up." Um, but yeah, it was so wild. I truly thought I failed. Like the pass rate for February was 63% for first time takers, and and like retakers was even lower. And so I was like, I don't like, do I retake it if I don't fail? Like I was just
Right.
so in my head about it. So I stayed at Rachel's Thursday night because results were Friday morning. And I was like, I'll just be here. And then if I'm sad, other Rachel and Ezra are also here. And
Right.
so, but like the ethics exam came out early, like 2 days early. And so basically 2 days before I've been checking like every hour, checking the portal every
Yeah.
hour. Because they were supposed to put it in our portal and then at 10 a.m. on Friday, put the public notice out.
Yeah.
What did they do? They sent all of the government employees the public announcement and didn't tell us. So I was so thankful that I have government employees in my life because Amy texted me and said, "Congrats, Esquire." And I said, "What the heck?" And turns out they posted it and didn't put it in our
Oh
portals until
man.
like an hour and a half later. Um, so
Which
that
is
was
so
not at
funny.
all stressful.
Which is so funny because you texted me, oh, at
At like
10.
9:45.
Yeah, yeah, 10:45, 9:45. Yeah. Which
Yeah,
10:45 my
because she
time.
texted me. So they sent it to the employees at 9:18. They were supposed to post it
At
at
10 a.m.
10,
Yeah.
and we were supposed to have it in our portals before that. It didn't go to the portals until after 10:30. And I didn't know because I'm not on the government list. I went checking the website because it was
Right.
supposed to go to my portal before it went to the website.
Yeah.
God, it was so stressful. But I passed, so that was very exciting. So I get sworn in on the 20th. And because Bestie Kirsten and Bestie Rachel are the besties,
Yeah.
um, they got me a cameo from Sinisterhood.
Oh,
Which is so fun because Heather's an attorney,
yeah.
and I think she actually did a semester at Loyola, but she's a Texas attorney. Um, but they sent it, and it was so sweet, and like she was like, Heather was like, yeah, she was like, Louisiana's really hard, like it's such a weird law, like blah blah blah, because it is,
It is,
and
yeah.
she was like, I think she went to Loyola in Chicago and then did a semester at Loyola in New Orleans,
Yeah.
and so she was like, I left Louisiana, like I couldn't handle it. She was like, it's really tough, and then they were like, we're gonna do like a tarot card read for you, and so they fanned it out, they pulled it, and I watched it happen. They didn't just pick a card, like they
Yeah.
didn't pre-plan this,
Yeah.
and the card was the Phoenix, and it was called Judgment.
Oh.
And so Christy's like, "You're gonna be a judge." And I was like, "I don't think so. I don't think that's what that means." And it was card number 20, and
Yeah.
my swearing in is on the 20th.
I love it.
Like it felt kismet. And it was talking about like new beginnings, and
Yeah.
Heather was like, "Just take the job." And I was like, "How do you know that I have a job interview?" Like
Wait,
my
what?
second round, I have a second round job interview tomorrow. Like
I love it.
it's Oh my gosh, it is so wild. Like I still can't pay my bills today because here we are. But theoretically, I'll be able to pay them in the
Soon.
future.
Yeah.
Yeah, in like the soon future, yeah. So I'm just like I'm so stoked, and like I think I mentioned it's the job that I thought I didn't want. And then I had a call Friday, so I stacked my Friday in case I failed so that I wouldn't just like
Yeah.
hide away and be depressed in my bed.
Right.
So I also have contacts. That's new. That's new. Um, and it went so well, and it was like I was like, this is the work I want to do. This is the work I've been trying to do. The
Yeah.
worst part is that I'd have to drive downtown, which sucks. Um, but
Which is pretty much why you told me you didn't want the job. You didn't tell me anything about the job. You just said you didn't want to drive
yeah,
downtown.
I did want to drive downtown. That was, I mean, that was the main reason. But it
It
might be a job that like I can get public.
the job itself might be worth the drive downtown.
Yeah, and I might can get like public loan forgiveness with this job, which would be great because I have a lot of loans.
Yeah, and let
Um,
me tell you, the government is shut down right now. So when you apply for
mhm.
public servant loan forgiveness and then they have to go through your application and figure out what payment plan to put you on, but the government is shut down and the Department of Education has been borderline abolished anyway, you sit
Mhm.
in deferment forever because that's where I'm stuck.
Yeah, but I think that they still count towards your towards your stuff because I think that's what Amy was telling me yesterday was that she was in deferment for a while but because she was making payments and worked for the government at the time. Hers still counted those months.
Oh, they'll still count all of the months like that you're eligible for it, but I don't know when they count it as starting. Like you can apply for like post dated, like I actually started working
Hmm.
at this time. Like you can do that, but again, that depends on when they figured their shit out.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
I'm sure mine wouldn't be before the beginning of the year, and theoretically we'll have a government again by then.
who knows?
Who's to say? Who's to say? But
Yeah, even if the government shutdown ends though, the Department of Education, my deferment
I
process of
mean, we
the
don't have that.
well, yeah, I'm saying like the Department of Education like email that I got that was like, we can't process your loans yet because we don't
We don't
exist.
exist.
That happened before the shutdown, so who knows?
Mhm. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, so it's been a big week, and it's been like I've been exhausted and excited, and like basically those are all of my feelings: exhausted and excited. So I'm just trying to take it a day at a time and push through and do everything I have to do until I get there. My one of my like bosses today, she was like, "I heard you passed the bar," and I was like, "Yeah," and she was like, "So what does that mean?" I was like, "It means I'm looking for a contract." Obviously I didn't tell her I had an interview yet, but I was like, "It means I'm looking for contract positions. Like if I find one, I will go to there." And
Right.
she was like, "Well, you're gonna give us like notice, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna give you like 2 weeks notice." Like, and I did tell the job when I was in the interview, I was like, "I really want to give my current job, like, I know it's like part-time flexible, but I'd like to give them 2 weeks notice." I was like, and and this is when I'm out of town for the cruise or whatever, because it's all very soon now.
Yeah.
And she was like, 2 weeks. I was like, that is accurate
That
timing.
is the correct amount of time. That
Which
is the
yeah,
and
that's why
here's
I
the
was
thing.
like, that's the right amount of time. And she was like, no, 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 you're right, you're right.
Yeah.
We just are gonna be sad. I was like, yeah, don't talk to me like that.
Okay. Like, listen, what is it nice if you're able to give more because you have the flexibility to give more? Sure.
Hmm.
Great. But A, like you said, it's a part-time flex job. It is not a full-time
Hmm.
position. And B, 2 weeks notice is 2 weeks notice is appropriate and professional. It's not even required.
And they thought I was leaving in May. Like, they thought I was leaving 4 months ago. So
Yeah.
look, they should just be happy that they've gotten me this long. Um, so here we are. But yeah, but she real fast out of back and was like, no, 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 that's right. We're just gonna miss you. I was like, uh-huh, uh-huh.
Hmm.
Okay.
Cool. Cool, cool.
But yeah, so that's how I am. Double barred. How are
Woohoo.
you?
I'm good. I'm good. My week had a lot of my week was very interesting this past week. Um I worked I'm going backwards because the things happen in the opposite order of what I'm telling you, but it's because of
That's
the
okay.
so I worked 2 shifts at Shay's that were for a staged how do they officially call it? It is I don't know what they call it. It's basically like a semi choreographed and blocked staged reading. Like there's no costumes, there's no set, there's everybody's
Hmm.
wearing like black with uh music stands and the scripts and scores in front of them. but then like they're like actually fully performing it in character. It's weird.
Yeah,
Um, but of Young Frankenstein. So that was my
I've never seen that.
you should
Mm.
at least see the movie, even if you don't have a chance to see the musical, at least see the movie because it's Gene Wilder, Mel Brooks movie
I
and it's
love them. Well, I will
hysterical.
say that's the other thing about this job. It's like a block down from the theater, so I can now go to every show that we have.
Perfect. So
Yes.
this, but and it was good. It was fine. I mean, like I said, it was a staged reading. Most people who don't enjoy that, they don't realize that's not a full production. Um,
I don't care.
yeah, and whatever. And it was spooky and Halloween, and my friend Jeff was playing Frankenstein's monster, and he was very funny, except for he was got a little handsy, like meaning like he was being like, oh, bumbling and falling over, and he threw himself into the audience a couple times. It was probably not like appropriate, but like not sexually inappropriate, just like probably not appropriate. Like,
Right. Sure, sure,
um,
sure.
but my favorite, and the second night was easy, it was fine shift. The first night was a wild shift because like our smoke detector kept like going off. There was no smoke. It just was giving us like a weird error message that literally no one in the building had ever seen before, and we had no idea what it was talking about, but like it kept beeping in the middle of the show. So that was like fun. And a patron like fell and almost broke their nose and like was bleeding everywhere in the lobby. Like it was just like it was like a
That is
comedy. It
so
was a
wild.
comedy of errors. But my favorite moment was in during intermission, like I was out front and we were like trying to make sure everything was all set and there was this one woman who like never went back into the theater and she was just wandering around the lobby. So the woman at the merch stand was like, "Oh, are you enjoying the show?" And she goes, "No." And she goes, "What? Why not? Can I ask what's wrong?" She goes, "I didn't know it was a musical."
Homegirl. Homegirl.
I was talking to the stage manager and the production manager backstage afterwards, and I go, "You guys want to hear my favorite review of the show?" And they were like, "Oh God." And I told them, and Emily, the production manager, just goes, "You know what? Not even gonna take that one personally. That feels like a reading comprehension problem."
I've heard that so many times on Broadway when I was working in Times Square. People were
Yeah,
like, I hated this. I didn't know it was going to be a musical. And I'm like, what did you
what?
think you were doing? You just paid $300 to go see a show that you didn't know
Right,
what it was. Like,
right. Like, why would you? And granted, our tickets are for that show was probably not $300, but like, what?
yeah,
It's the
bonkers.
title of it was Young Frankenstein in Concert.
And I thought you were going to say a musical. I was like, that wouldn't have surprised me either.
No, I mean that wouldn't have surprised me, but it literally said in concert. What did I think she thought maybe it was actually just a concert, like choral standing singing there. Um, one of the musical numbers is Putting on the Ritz. I would literally off myself if anyone above a high school choir sang that as a choral piece.
I don't know. I don't know. I like, I love putting on the Ritz though.
What? Oh no, I
I
love
love that
it. I
song.
love it. But do you want to hear like 70-year-old men sing it like if you're blue? No.
Maybe. I don't know. I've never heard it. I don't know. I can't say for
I think the
sure.
problem is I sang it as a choir piece in my middle school chorus and it ruined it.
Hmm.
Um,
That'll do it.
but I was supposed to work another shift at Shays, but I didn't because it got canceled. At it was supposed to be Wednesday night, and the text I got from Maureen telling me it was canceled was at 8:20 p.m. on Tuesday night.
Don't you love that? That's such good time.
And the problem was it wasn't Mo. Oh, but then so Mo texted me and told me that, but then my actual boss emailed me at 3:30 a.m. Was like, sorry.
I I won't
Um,
say that's not me as a boss
um,
who's like catching up on stuff. Like I've started schedule sending emails because I'm like I cannot send you this email at 2 a.m. You do
yeah,
need to just wait till 8 a.m.
yeah. It was supposed to be Wheel of Fortune live. However, when I said that, people got really excited. No, no, no. Put your smile away. No one involved with Wheel of Fortune is on that show. Like Ryan Seacrest is not there, Vanna White is not there. It has nothing to do with the actual televised thing of Wheel
Yeah,
of
but is
Fortune.
it not like it's
No,
not like
the
fun
audience
though?
the audience just gets to go up on stage and play Wheel of Fortune, and they get to like do one round, and like it's a 3,000 seat theater, and they probably have like 9 or 10 people on stage for the whole night. It's like a waste of everyone's time.
I mean, I bet it's fun.
Yeah, here's the
I
thing.
bet it's fun.
They booked two shows. They booked two
Yeah,
shows. Our show theater, like I said, a 3,000 seat theater on a Wednesday night,
that is a lot for a Wheel of Fortune.
and 250, 300, like somewhere between 250 and 500 seat casino theater on a Saturday night. And they were shocked that only one of those sold tickets.
I will say that that does make more sense.
Right.
That does make more
The show
sense.
itself is not my problem. The show thinking that they belong at Shays is my problem.
I guess that's fair. I guess that's
Um,
fair.
but the other exciting thing that happened this week also has to do with TV game shows, and that is that
Are you on a TV game show?
no, God, I wish. But Dan's work wife was.
Which
So
one?
so Rebecca, Dan's work wife, I don't know if you met her at the wedding.
I
Um,
don't. Who's to
but
say? I have no idea who I met at the wedding.
right. She is everyone should have their husband get a work wife who is a lesbian because then it's great
Yes,
because
you've told me about her.
yes, she's wonderful. She was on Jeopardy. And before she left to go film it, she told Dan and she told him, you're not allowed to tell anybody. You can tell Mary Kate, but also tell her I'm sorry before, like, apologize to her before you tell me or before you tell her because she knows I want to be on Jeopardy so bad. So Rebecca was on Jeopardy and it aired last Monday while we were recording, so I didn't get to watch it till afterward. Um,
Did she win?
she did not.
Oh,
She did not, but she told me that everything that they tell you about how hard it is to press that buzzer is actually 100% true. Like that's one of the reasons why she didn't win is because that buzzer is so
jank.
difficult, so
Mm.
difficult to work with. But then also she did not get the final Jeopardy question correct. However,
What was it?
that's the thing. The final Jeopardy question, I have to figure out the actual wording because I'm going to ask it to you and see if you know it.
Oh God. Okay. Everyone's gonna learn how dumb I am. As I say, I just don't forget that I've now double barred, that I've taken two bar exams and passed them, no matter how dumb I sound after that.
So, the the final Jeopardy question. Where is it? I'm on the right game, like the right game. I'm looking at the right thing because I know. Oh, all right.
Oh,
He
that's
would
New Orleans.
no. What?
No, that's okay. No, that's different.
So the category was medieval names, and the clue said he was accused of killing William de Heselrig and also pled not guilty to being a traitor, saying he was never a subject of the King of England.
I mean, my guess would be Benedict Arnold, but I have no idea who it would be. I
No,
don't know anything about
no.
any of
Benedict
this.
Arnold is not medieval.
He's a traitor. That's all I
Yeah,
know.
but America didn't exist in medieval times.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's the only traitor
Um,
I know.
so what happened was I then spent the entire 30 seconds of the Jeopardy music screaming at the TV in tears,
Mm.
telling Dan, I said, I know this. And he said, who is it? I said, I don't know. He said, what do you mean? I said, what the fuck is Braveheart's real name? It's Braveheart. It's the real guy,
What's
not the movie.
Braveheart?
I was like, it's
I don't know
Braveheart.
his real
I was like,
name.
it's Braveheart. It's not the real guy or not the movie guy, the real guy, the one that Braveheart's based off of, Braveheart, you know? And I was like, Rod, our bus driver at on the Scottish cow tour literally told us about him saying this. I know it. It's Braveheart. And I'm like in tears. I'm like, what is Braveheart's name? Literally crying watching this. Rebecca wrote, who is Braveheart? Because she also had the same mental like breakdown that I did. And so I was like, Dan, when you go to work tomorrow, please tell her about the dramatic breakdown I just had.
Please give her a
Because
hug.
I understand exactly what just happened because it is Braveheart. His real name is William Wallace, and unfortunately one of the guys
Mm.
did actually get that correct. Rude.
Oh,
But
bummer. Yeah.
I literally spent the entire time screaming, what is Braveheart's real name?
It's so funny.
So then when they revealed her answer and she said, what is Braveheart? I literally just started crying. I was like, I understand. I would have been in the exact same place.
Uh,
I literally would have done exactly the same thing and cried.
that's so funny. That's so
Yeah.
funny. Yeah, I would know. There's not a world I would have known that answer. But thank you for asking me like I might. Um, have you applied to Jeopardy?
I have taken the online test a few times,
Okay.
but not recently. I have to
You
take it
gotta do it
again.
now. You're smarter
I'm smarter now.
now.
Uh,
We were on Jeopardy for our
oh,
escaped prisoners
oh,
recently.
oh,
You know how we
nice.
had 11 prisoners escape and then they got some of them back and then let them go again and then they
Oh, yeah,
got
yeah,
some more
yeah.
of them back? Yeah, that was a question on Jeopardy recently.
Nice.
Good times.
Who,
I think they're all back captured again though.
you know,
So
it's okay. I was listening to a history podcast that was talking about the Attica prison uprising, and then I go, I've heard that before. I know people talk about that. That's like 40 minutes from my house, Attica prison. I only know it because I drive past it. Like I don't actually. And I was like, oh, cool, cool, cool.
yeah, yeah, good times, good times.
Good times. So, since we've lost our mind,
Hmm.
and we only exist on Jeopardy by doing terrible things, can you give us some good news?
Yes. This is my video from Heather and Christy.
Oh,
It's 3 minutes long, so I won't play it on here. But I
no.
can send it to you if you want. I just wanted to tell you about it first before I
I love it.
send it to you. A ship in harbor is safe, but that is not what ships are built for. John Augustus ship.
I love it. I love it. Well, I also love, no, I don't actually love this episode, so I'm not even gonna lie
I
to
was
you.
gonna say.
Well, today we're gonna talk about Stargate SG-1, Season 8, Episode 9, Sacrifices. It was rated 6.7 stars, which is pretty low. I do think this is probably my least favorite episode of the season so far. Um,
Mhm.
I think as a whole, Stargate is rated lower than I would
Right.
like agree with, but this isn't the world's best episode, that's for sure. Um,
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure.
it premiered on Friday, September 10th, 2004. Um, the number one book was The Dark Tower by Stephen King.
I'm reading that this month. This
Mm,
month? Maybe November.
nice.
I don't remember. It's
I
on
don't
a
know.
list.
I don't know. My Stephen King that I'm in the middle of right now is 11/22/63. So,
Oh, I've never read that one. I'm starting Gunslinger, which is the first one of the Dark Tower series, I think.
um, I don't know if you know, but 11/22/63 is literally this thick.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
fucking bonkers.
Mhm.
Um, the top song was Goodies by Sierra featuring Petey Pablo.
I said something the other day about I was complaining about Russell Wilson, as I do.
Yeah.
And I said something about Sierra's too good for him or something. And Rachel had no idea what I was talking about because she doesn't know football. And
Yeah.
so I'm just like yelling about Russell Wilson 1 minute and then talking about two like goodies and two stepping. And she's just like, what are you saying?
I would
And I
have
was like, they
followed the
were
entire
married.
train of
I don't
thought.
know if they still are,
I
but I
believe they
hope
still
not.
are.
I think they are.
I was like, they seem, I don't know any, I mean, other than him being like a terrible quarterback. Um,
Right. I don't think he's a bad person, probably.
oh yeah, no,
I just hate him in football.
they're definitely still married.
Yeah. I'm sure he's fine. I mean, I rooted for him on Dancing with the Stars, but I'm sick of
Fair.
him now.
But I was gonna say, from all the interviews I've seen with her, like post their wedding, like their marriage, like they actually seem like
Hmm.
they're like a decently like level-headed,
Yeah,
normal couple
I
for
think they
celebrity
are.
couples. So,
Yeah.
and the top song is no, I don't know why I
Did
said
you
that was
say
the top
that?
song, and then I wrote again top song when I meant top movie, because
Mm.
Resident Evil Apocalypse would be a terrible song.
I don't know. Unless it was written by Fall Out Boy.
True, 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 true.
Hmm.
The news of the day, there was a lot of things about war because it's 2004 and
Sure.
everything is terrible. But on 2004, I appreciated this because of Stargate. The first sighting of a planetary resembling object outside of our solar system happened on this day.
How
Yeah,
exciting. I love a
very
good space
excited.
fact.
I don't know that they've ever done anything else with it or if we can know what solar system it's in or anything. but I do know that it was in 2004 that we first were able to identify that there were planets in other solar systems.
I love
So,
it.
um, this episode was directed by Andy Makita, written by Christopher Judge, and edited by Rick Martin.
Oh, First
Um,
Judge, bless his heart.
yes. Yeah. Although based on some of the trivia I have going forward, which I will not share till the end anyway, but
Sure.
um, it is written by Christopher Judge, but this was in no way, shape, or form the story he originally um like
Interesting.
what's that word? Pitched when he like pitched the script. There is a very big tonal shift from what he wanted it to be to what actually happened. So,
Interesting.
um, our guest played Karen, which is not her name, but it is now because she was terrible for the whole episode. I hated her.
What did
Uh,
you call her?
Karen, it's Karen, but it's
I
K-A.
thought I thought you called her Lady Karen at first.
No, Karen, but it's actually Karen,
Corinne,
but
yeah.
every time I had to type it, I just in my brain was like, and Karen. I was like Ryak and Karen. Um, so Mercedes de la Cerda, who she is known for War of the Planet of the Apes, John Tucker Must Die, and Alpha. She also appeared in 5 episodes of season 3 of Hemlock Grove as a character named Sophia. I have no memory of this character existing.
Did you
Um,
look up her storyline?
well, I did, and according to Google's AI, Hemlock Grove didn't have a character named Sophia. It was like, I think you're mistaken. You might be thinking of this character. And I was like, Google, fuck you.
Here's the thing about Google's AI.
I just did the thing to report that the answer was incorrect and explained that it was, and like sent
Mhm.
feedback to say that their AI was incorrect. I understand that Google's AI is not all powerful, all knowing,
Right.
but because Google's AI uses all of the top hits from Google to try to find information, if Google AI couldn't find this information, and in the 4 places that I knew to look, I couldn't find this information, there was no finding this information.
Sometimes it's really doesn't read the top responses like it's supposed to.
Yeah,
It just
but
makes it up.
it does, but I also like I read through the like Wikipedia and the
Yeah.
IMDb and I could not find
Well,
anything.
that's fair. That's fair.
Based on when in it, I think it had something to do with that weird arc with like the college rich vampire people who were like cool with being vampires. Like
Yeah.
it has to do with that
I
story
was
arc.
wondering if it was that story arc, if it was the story arc of the family whoever's family was there, or like was it like a biker gang or something? I don't even remember. It's just
Yeah, no,
so
but it
you
was like
know.
toward the end of season 3, so it was post the zombie
Hmm.
thing. So I think it was that
Yeah, yeah,
rich,
yeah.
like those rich, like college professor vampires.
Hmm.
But again, have no memory of her.
Who's to say? Yeah.
And also, I did go back to the episodes that she was in IMDb, and she was so far down the list that there's no way I would have talked about her when she was on the show.
Right, right.
So, um, yeah. So this is definitely, even though she was already in a show we talked about, this is definitely the first time we're talking about her because I couldn't find her on the internet. Um,
Yeah,
well, that's not true. I found her on the internet, just not in relationship to Hemlock Grove.
right.
She was born in Canada, but her father is Bolivian and her mother is Guatemalan and Swedish. Um, and when she graduated high school, she volunteered to work or like to work in a like camp in Chile for 18 months before she went to college. Um, and she's currently, this is my favorite thing. I was like following her Instagram. She's currently working on creating her own TV show. She said like her goal in life is to like have a Mindy Kaling style, like she becomes everything for the show.
Stop.
She was like writes it, produces it, and
I
everything.
love that.
And 2 weeks ago, she finished her first draft of the pilot.
Oh, I'm so excited for her.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. Um, but yeah, so we start this episode with Daniel filling Jack in on their current Goa'uld situation. Um, Teal'c and Braytak are still slowly working to recruit as many Jaffa as possible to build up a resistance that they can take out all of the system lords at once so that they have a chance, because then all of those other system lords, they're still going to have to face Baal and his super soldiers who obviously cannot be turned to the Jaffa rebellion. However, Ishta, who was the character that I said there's a character that you
That's who you
thought,
were talking about?
well, no, the character that I said was going to come back that you were going to be happy about was obviously Braytak. The
Okay.
character that the first time I gave you a hint, I said there was a character that you probably believed we would never see again,
Mm.
and that was Ishta.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, for
because I'm
sure, for
sure
sure.
after Ishta's first episode, you were like, and we'll never see her again.
Right, right, right. I'm sure.
Um, Ishta does not want to wait for them to be ready because Moloch is still killing all the female Jaffa and she can't save everyone, so she wants to fight him now, even though the rebellion is not necessarily ready.
Mm.
Um, when Daniel and Jack arrive in the gate room, Teal'c and Braytak return, and Teal'c is like next level teenager just got sent to the room for getting caught with cigarette pissed. Like he is like, I've been
Yeah.
betrayed by everyone and storms out of the gate room. And Jack's like,
The sass and the drama from that one.
and Braytak's like, yeah, so like there's been a tiny little complication in our peace plans. Ryak has fallen in love and decided to get married.
Yeah, I was not expecting that. I thought that like the Jaffa decided they didn't want to follow the Tilk anymore or something like, and he
Yeah.
was like, I've been working so hard to save them and protect them and now they're trying to go rogue. Like, and then it's that his son is getting married. I was like, okay, okay, calm down. The world has not ended.
So after the credits, Jack and Teal'c are playing ping pong, and Teal'c is basically just slamming Jack in the nuts with the ball over and over again.
Yeah.
And Teal'c tells him that he thinks Ryak is making a huge mistake and that he hasn't thought it through. He says he believes that love weakens a warrior and that he's being blinded by this girl he doesn't even know. And he thinks he's failing as a father by not being able to help Ryak see why this wouldn't be best for him. And he's like going on and on. And Jack's like, I'm not going to tell you to be a parent. But I've heard that sticking your fingers in your ear and humming loudly might solve all of your problems.
That was the funniest thing. I was like, what are you doing, Jack? What?
And
What kind of a pep talk is this?
um, but to be fair, how many times have parents had to just stick their fingers in their ears and hum loudly when their kids made really bad decisions that they were far too old
Yeah.
for the parents to tell them what to do?
Hmm. Hmm.
Um,
Sure.
uh, their ping pong game is interrupted, of course, by the gate being activated. So they rush to the gate room, and Ishta is there, and she's come to discuss the fact that Haktil may have been compromised. So she tells them that her contact in Moloch's temple did not arrive at their last meeting, and she worries that it's because Moloch discovered their secret of the way that they were getting
Hmm.
the girls out. And she says that she understands that they need to evacuate, but she doesn't know where to go because they can't just like hide on an inhabited planet and expect Moloch to not find them.
Right.
And so Sam and Jack agree to find a planet for them. And then everything gets really kind of awkward for a second. And Jack realizes that they also need to leave right now, even though it's going to take time for Sam to find the planet. So in the meantime, they need to come to SGC as a temporary home in order to save themselves from being discovered. As the people of Haktil begin to arrive at the planet, so do Ryak and his fiancee Corinne. Um, And Rag introduces Daniel and Sam to Karen, and it's super awkward. They definitely
So
seem like
awkward.
they talk to each other like those like 15-year-olds who ran away and got married and really fucking should not have.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, Karen thanks them for hosting their wedding, which they've decided does not need to be postponed, even if they find a whole don't have need to find a whole new planet. So they're just going to do it at SGC while Sam works on finding a planet for them.
Yeah, and Sam and Daniel like, oh, yeah, we should talk to someone else about that too, right? Like,
Right. So
that was,
Braytak goes to talk to Jack and he gives him a lot of fake, really clearly written for him compliments. And Jack's like, sit down, you old coot. Like, what is happening? Why are you talking to me like because he calls him Jack of Minnesota. And he was
yeah.
like, and he was like, sir, no. So he thanks them for bringing the warrior to the planet, but he also lets Jack know that the wedding is gonna happen there.
Good news, surprise, you're hosting a wedding.
Which Jack only agrees to because there will be cake.
Yes, which is fair.
Fair, yeah. Teal goes to talk to Ishta, who has been avoiding him. And he's like, why are you avoiding me? Like, what is happening? Like, he was like, me being mad at Rack has nothing to do with you. Like, I don't understand. And she says, actually, it does. She's like, by denying Ryak his blessing, Teal'c is saying that Corinne and then by extension Ishta and all her warriors are not worthy of the Jaffa cause. And Teal'c's like, where the fuck did you get that from? He's like, he says he's only trying to spare Ryak the pain of choosing between his family and his cause when he has so much life ahead of him to do that. And he's like, I know what it fucking felt like to have to leave my wife and kid behind. Ryak is so young. He doesn't have to be married. There's so much time to like end this war before you start a family. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
Um, and Ishta was like, yeah, but you're not doing anything. That's the problem. She's like, Teal'c and the rebellion in the long run do nothing. They plan and plan and plan and plan and they do nothing. And Teal'c accuses her of being vindictive and short-sighted and says that she only wants to end Malik, but he wants to end all of the Ghoul world for good. And that's their big difference. And then he storms out
like a teenager.
and she cries, also kind of like a teenager.
Right, yes.
Um, Sam tells Jack that they want a goat for a ritual sacrifice. And he suggests that they use a pinata instead, which I'm going to be honest, I would like to petition all ritual sacrifices to be done with pinatas. Like, because we can shape them as whatever animal we need them to be.
Yes, second. I would like to second that.
Okay. As a horse attempts to navigate the hallways, Jack frustratedly grabs Sam and asks when they can evacuate their unwanted house guests. And she's like, we have chosen a planet, but it'll take about a week for them to get the camp set up and get okay for everybody to go there. So unfortunately, they're still stuck with wedding hosting.
Yes, yes. This is now still our duty.
Braytak is running a wedding rehearsal, which apparently he didn't understand why you rehearse weddings. Um, and when they get to the part of the wedding ceremony where the wife kneels before the husband, Karen freaks out and says she's not a handmaiden, she's a warrior, and this is some bullshit. And she picked a terrible husband, and Ryak's like, yeah, but same. I picked no. Because again, they're teenagers who should not be getting married.
Yeah. But also it's like, okay, Braytech, this is why we have rehearsal.
That's literally what he said. Teal, we get a flash of Teal standing in a corner watching this whole thing with a smirk on his face, like, haha, these kids are fucking dumb and I told you. And then
Hmm.
Braytek literally starts drinking the wedding wine and he's like, and now I see why people rehearse these things.
Yeah. Yeah. Gotta make sure that they're gonna follow through.
Um, the gate activates, and it is one of Ishta's contacts within Moloch's Jaffa requesting a summit to discuss the rebellion. And Ishta says that Teal can come with her to go to the summit, but only if he agrees not to usurp her when it comes to her own people. Like he can give counsel, but he cannot, but she's gonna make a decision and he's gonna have to stick by it. He
Yeah.
agrees. Ishta's getting ready, and Karen wants to go with Ishta and avoid the wedding, basically. She decided she wants to run away because she doesn't want to marry Ryuk because he's stubborn and doesn't respect her as a warrior, which you probably should have figured out before the day before your wedding, but whatever.
Sure.
She insults Teal'c, and then Ishta immediately shuts that shit down, and she basically is like, Teal'c is better than all of us, and until you have faced any of the shit he's faced, you don't get to question his motives. Right. And she explains that his concern with the wedding has very little, if anything at all, to do with Karen, and he's just protecting Ryak from the sacrifices he's going to have to make in
Mhm.
war. And she explains to Karen that respect is a two-way street, and she can't earn it from Ryak without respecting him first.
Mhm.
Ryak is taking out his dress in the gym, and Braytak comes to help him. And Ryak's like, leave me alone. I want to be alone. And he goes, okay. And then immediately starts asking Braytak for advice because he wants
Look,
to.
Braytech's just there to be the dad of
Yeah.
everyone.
Everyone, yeah.
Yeah.
He wants to understand why Teal'c won't bless his union. And Braytek's like, you don't even begin to understand the things your father did to protect you. And he's like, I already forgave him for thinking that I was his weakness. And he's like, you,
That's not the vibe.
that's
That's not what we're talking
literally not what
about.
happened. He's like, you were not his weakness. You were the reason he chose to fight. Protecting you is the only thing that he has ever done in his life. And like, for you to like fly in the face of that and give up on the cause for a family that you were then going to have to eventually probably choose to leave also is like painful for him.
Yeah.
And Rag's like, well, Karen is my reason to fight. And
I don't
Braytech
know.
goes,
But Daddy, I love him.
yes, it is. There is a lot of but Daddy, I love him going on. And Braytech's like, you don't even know anything about yourself, but you'll learn. It's okay. And he starts to leave, and Ryek's like, well, Karen deserves my father's respect. And Bridget goes, yeah, what about your respect?
But also, maybe she does. But he doesn't even know her. They just met.
Right.
He doesn't have a reason to, like, I mean, you shouldn't disrespect people just because you don't know that you need to
Right,
respect them.
but
However,
however, they're not talking about her respect as a human autonomous figure. They're talking about her respect
right.
as a warrior. If you want to marry her because she's pretty, that's fine, but
Hmm.
probably don't marry a warrior if you're trying to marry her because she's pretty.
Right.
Because
Right,
she
right,
wants
right.
to fight, if not more than you. Like as much, if not more than you do. So
Mhm. Mhm.
at the summit, on the new Hactel People's Planet, a rebel named Iran says that the time to act is right now, and they have enough rebels to do it. And Ishta obviously agrees. They're all gung ho, and Teal'c's like, "I'm begging you, just listen. Please do not." He's like, "There will come a time when we can take out all of the system lords, not just one, and only then will we all be free, and people are gonna die for no reason." And then suddenly they're ambushed and everyone gets shot. Only Teal'c, Iran, and Ishta survive, and they realize that they've been surrounded by a large number of Malak's Jaffa. Jack calls to ask what's going on, and Teal'c says he needs time to gather intel before he knows how safe it would be to send in backup.
Yeah.
Teal'c is sure someone from the camp betrayed him, and he and Ishta are both out of Tritonin, so they have a very finite time to get to safety. Back at the SGC, everyone is arguing and losing their mind. The women are freaking out because they believe the Tauri are abandoning Ishta, and Jack and Braytak are both like, how about you go calm down and prepare yourself? Because when it is safe to do so, we may require your skills, but like, we don't require anybody freaking the fuck out right now.
But also, like, Toke's going back and forth and, like, making plans. What makes them think that they're abandoning Ishta? I was like, how did you get here from them actively trying to figure out how to
Yeah,
fix this? Like,
who knows? So Teal'c is still gathering intel, and Ishta doesn't appreciate doing nothing. She's like starting to freak out. And Around also thinks that they need to do something. However, Ishta's already starting to grow weaker. She doesn't want to wait. Like she's like, we need to do something. And Teal'c's like, you are too weak to do anything right now. You need to rest. I'll take the first watch. When it comes time for Ishta to take watch, she sneaks away. And Aaron and Teal'c discover that she's gone and go after her. In her haste to do something, she has been kidnapped and brought directly to Moloch himself.
she's also supposed to be a warrior. She knows how this works. You follow the plan. You watch each other's back.
Yeah.
And like they're actively following this plan. They're not just hiding away.
Yeah.
Like, why did you need to go run off in the middle of the night? You crazy person.
Aran wants to go straight for Moloch, like, and kill him and rescue Ishta that way. And Teal'c's like, that is a very, very rash decision. And if you don't
Mhm.
succeed, oh, so sorry, then everyone will die in vain. So, Aran accuses Teal'c of being unwilling to fight because he's weak and clouded by his feelings for Ishta. So Teal'c decides he was correct to worry about trusting Aaron and just zats him and leaves.
Yeah. Because, well, at first they're like, you're not doing anything, you don't care. And then it's like, oh, but really you care too much. So
Yeah,
you're also not helping. It's like,
yeah,
no,
yeah,
no, these all can't be true, first of all.
yeah. Daniel and Braytek gather forces together. They're going to go after Ishta and Teal'c. However, Moloch is torturing Ishta, and she's basically just falling apart because she doesn't have the Tritonin, so she can't even really withstand the torture. Um, We find out from Braytek that as the team has prepared to go save Ishta and is making their game plan, the problem is that all of the rebels within Malak's forces that Ishta had been talking about have decided that they don't want to listen to Braytek anymore and they are going to go to war right now.
Immediately. We have to act right now.
In order for them to be able to save anybody, they have to get Teal'c some Tritonin so that they have somebody who's functional on the inside, and they send him Tritonin via the UAV. The Jaffa take the UAV down, and Teal'c has to go physically retrieve it. And he makes it to the UAV, but he's immediately surrounded by Jaffa. He tries to reason with them, and it doesn't go very well. However, Aaron arrives and intervenes and helps Teal defeat the gold. Um, in Malek's tent, he's still torturing Ishta when word of the uprising arrives, and he claims to have foreseen it coming and says that he's done with Ishta. He only wants to use her to capture Tick.
Yeah.
So then Teal gives Iran a laser pointer, because the thing was when the UAV went down, it wasn't able to put laser pointers on the Stargate to give the missiles something to lock onto. Um, so Teal gives Iran just a laser pointer, and it's like, all right, you're gonna point this at whatever you want the missiles to blow up. And he's going to go fight hand to hand to rescue Ishta. Malak is headed toward the gate to open it and head out to wherever this uprising is going to be. Um, but it opens from the other side, and we get confirmation that they're ready. They launch the missiles, and Teal'c runs for Ishta. He gets to the tent, and where Ishta's being held by another Jaffa, who knows that she's too weak to withstand a zap blast. We see Iran point the laser at Malak, and then the missiles come for him. We hear a big boom in the background, and Teal'c says Malak is dead. And Ishta's like, please shoot. Just do it. Just shoot. And he does shoot the Jaffa who's holding her, and she survives because she did actually give herself some tritone before Teal got here, so she's not as weak as she appears. She is weak as shit though. Just not as weak as she appears. Um,
Right.
then back on Earth, everybody's saved. Ryak and Karen have their wedding ceremony. Um, and then we find out that Ryak is taking Karen to the same place that Teal'c went for his honeymoon. And Teal'c finally tells Ryak that he does approve of Karen. That's not the problem.
Hmm.
Ryak says that everyone would be better off if, like, everyone would be better off if Teal'c and Ishta just admitted their feelings for each other. And Teal'c's like, maybe one day. Probably not. Teal'c's already lost too many people that he loves.
Right.
Just let him be in
Just let
peace.
him be.
Um, and then Teal'c sends the kids off. And before they leave for good, Ishta tells him that she didn't want to spoil the happiness. She wanted the wedding to go off, but Teal'c was right, and Baal has indeed claimed all of Moloch's territory.
Shocking. Color me
Shocking.
shocked.
No, color me. Yeah, no, nothing about that is shocking. And that is the end of the episode.
Well, also she kisses him
Well, yeah, but they
because
kissed in
she
the first
leaves
episode. They kissed in the first episode they were in too. They obviously
20
want
years
to.
ago. You think I
Yeah,
remember that? You
they
think I remember 20
obviously
years
like
ago when
want
I
to,
watched it?
they want to bone each other. That's like obvious. It's just a matter of the whole like
Mm-hmm.
actual feelings thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I just sure didn't remember that
Oh, okay.
from the first time. So,
That's fair. Um, so what are your thoughts?
I mean, it was fine. I mean, I loved Braytech. It was fun to see Ryak. I don't know, I feel like while I was watching this, I was thinking about it and I was like, it's been like a few seasons since we've seen some of these people, especially like Ishta. Like, do they just like call these people up and they're like, hey, it's been 2 years. Do you want to come be in our
Um,
show again for 30 minutes?
well, when was that episode?
I don't
Um,
even remember the episode, so I couldn't begin to tell you. But it's been, what was it, beginning of last season we saw Rayak? That's the one where Tilt got possessed or whatever by Apophis, or was that the season before?
that was so Ishta was last season. Ishta was definitely last season. It was season 7, episode 10. Um,
Mm.
and the last Ryak episode before this one, I'm gonna have to do it in a stupid way.
Because
So,
I feel like it was the one where he got um like possessed by like Apophis or whatever, and was like,
um,
I'm still Apophis's biggest supporter, Tilt, when Tilt was possessed or whatever.
The last Ryak episode was also season 4, or season 7, sorry, but it was episode 4. It was the one where, it was the one that they called Orpheus, that they went back to that like work camp. Um,
Hmm.
And it was when Ryak and Braytek had to start taking the Tritonin too. And
And I
like,
thought Rhea died.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they were both
So
in last season. Um, I will say though, for Jolene Black, who plays Ishta, when she did the first, remember, if you remember the trivia from the first episode she was in, because that was also a Christopher Judge episode, he wrote it and he literally was like, I want Jolene Black to play this role. And then they were able to get her. And the two of them were talking and she was like, anytime you want me to come back, like I will. And he was like, I'm gonna take you up on that.
it's just
So
so funny because I feel like that's how so many of them are. They're just like, hey, you want to come hang out today? We'll see you in a year after
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Like, so that's what I was thinking about a lot while I was watching this. But I don't know, like, I understand Rhea. Rhea is important and is Tope's son, but I don't need him in the show anymore. Like,
That's okay.
we've had a lot of him.
This is in fact Neil Dennis's last episode on the show.
Well, that's good.
So,
That's good news. Good news.
I mean, I don't
Yeah.
necessarily think so. I mean, oh, based on this episode, I would like to never see him again because he's a whiny little bitch.
Well, it just
But
feels like they try too hard when they put him in the episode because the beginning we had Tillich's big backstory of his family and all this. It was very emotional and very like everything. But then like we get to like this episode, it's like I don't care that you're mad he wants to get married. Like, like and so I feel like we've lost a lot of that emotional hold to it, especially because he's got older and now can take care of himself just as well.
yeah,
And it doesn't appear that he's gonna try like he's gonna actually become like part of the team or like even as intertwined as like Braytac. So like
yeah,
he just shows up for the heck of it, it feels like. So
it's fair.
that's all. I don't hate him. I
Yeah.
just feel like
Fair.
so
Well, I do have some trivia for this episode.
yeah.
The original working title based on Chris's first draft for the script. By the way, his first draft, like I said, it was a tonally very different episode.
Mhm.
The original working title of this episode was My Big Fat Jaffa Wedding. It was supposed to be like a balls to the walls comedy.
Even crazier.
However, one of the reasons why they changed it is because not Peter DeLuise's words, not mine. Nothing ruins comedy more than horses shitting in the gate room.
Well, I mean, what a way to say it.
So they did have quite a few problems with the horses just shitting all over the set. So
Right,
that
and their
was
horses. What do you think's gonna
exactly.
happen?
Um, but we will eventually talk about him, I'm sure. But did you recognize the actor who played Aaron?
Which was Aaron? Hold on.
The Jaffa,
Yes.
yeah.
He looked familiar, but I didn't like clock him.
Well, that's because that is in fact Jeff Judge, Chris's brother, who we talked about a couple weeks ago about being
Oh,
married to Erica Durance's sister. So
oh, no
he looks
fun.
familiar, but you couldn't clock it because he looks similar to his
Like
brother,
to
but not in
yeah.
like a actually know his face way.
Mhm.
But yeah, so a lot of those scenes where it was just Teal'c and Aaron running through the like forest together, it was just Chris and his brother.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
That's so fun and so cute. I love it.
So that is my trivia for this episode. Next week's episode is it's rated higher than this one. It is if you had to pick what the arc of this season so far has been, what would you say like the bad guy arc of this season so far has
You
been?
mean Ball. Ball is the arc of this season.
Really? Ball has been in one episode.
But they talk about him every 5 minutes, I
They
feel
do.
like.
I feel like the government is the the arc of this
Oh,
season
okay. Yeah,
again.
yeah. That's I mean
Yeah.
that's fine too. That's fine too.
Yeah, no, the next episode is a an NID trust government episode again.
Mm,
But I do feel
sure.
like I
Yes.
do feel like they're going pretty heavy into that this season. So,
Mhm.
because I would say of the episodes that we've already watched, one, two, uh Um, Only two that have been explicitly about it, but then, there's like the whole the two-part season finale, like season premiere with
Yeah.
like the whole switch of power and the
Mhm.
Atlantis send off and all of there's a lot of governmenty aspects to that.
Yeah.
Um and yeah, and then there was the one with the Russian government, the Russian officer.
Was that this season?
That was the season, the Russian officer who got like weirdly attacked by Anubis and like sent back to and they were
Yeah, for
dealing.
some reason that felt like last season.
No, yeah.
I
So
just,
so that we
yeah.
had the two part. So far we've had the two part like intro slash Jack taking over premiere
Hmm.
Atlantis send off. Weird
Sure.
also that we also somehow dealt with Thor and the replicators all in the same all of that happened in the same two episodes.
Hmm.
And then we
Hmm.
had fighting with the Russian government because they sent us a weird spy, but then it turned out it was actually just Anubis.
Hmm.
And then we had one ball episode. And then
We talk about it all
we
the
do,
time.
but then we had um the episode with Daniel falling in love with the girl and helping fight the war that he
Mhm.
and then there is the video game and then there is the two NID episodes like Teal'c's apartment and the guy from the nanny. And
Yeah,
then and
the
then
simulation episode is going to be the one I forget exists.
yeah, and then this episode. So of the nine episodes, that's what we've seen so far. So the only story that appears in more than one would be that
It's the
90.
government.
Yeah. But don't
I'm just
worry.
saying, we talk about ball every day.
We
Every day
do,
we
we
talk
do,
about
but
it.
we actually have had very little Goa'uld this episode in
Yeah.
comparison to like other things.
Hmm.
Um, but it's okay because the next episode will go back to the government, so at least it's consistent.
Consistent, yeah.
So who do you want to punch?
Everyone. Ugh. I truly think I want to punch everyone. I don't even know. Let me think. I mean, because I want to punch everyone, I don't know. I'm gonna go with Ishtar for running off when she was supposed to be keeping watch.
That's totally fair. I'm gonna go with Ryak for being a whiny little baby and marrying a girl because she's
Hmm.
pretty. Who is your MVP?
No. Um, I guess Tilk. Tilk is the only one I feel like that
Yeah, Teal'c's a good one.
contributed.
I picked Braytac because
Sure.
he didn't do anything wrong. He was just trying to get everybody to
He
understand each
was the
other.
father figure.
Yes. He was just trying to get everybody on the same page, and they certainly did not want to be there.
You're not picking up what I'm putting down. The song on the new T Swift album.
Oh, don't worry. I one of the later episodes, my notes for what I'm going to talk about are
Cool, I'll
just
wait for
say
that one to talk
Taylor
about it
Swift.
too.
Just say Taylor Swift question mark. So
Excellent, can't wait. I will save
okay,
my Taylor Swift talk for that episode as well then.
okay, cool, cool, cool.
Cool, cool, cool.
All right. Well, if you have nothing else, you guys are feel free to reach out to us. You can email us at deathandaliens@gmail.com or follow us on any of the social media at Death and Aliens. You can follow me at EMKAY_superstar.
And you can find me at CE Cloud 13.
And we will see you guys on Thursday.
See
Bye.
ya.